Hello everyone, and welcome. If you're a fan of Jujutsu Kaisen, you've probably already read Jujutsu Kaisen module. For those of you living under a rock and who don't know, I'll summarize. Gege Akutami and Yuji Iwasaki teamed up to create a new manga set in the Jujutsu Kaisen universe. The story is being created by Gege Akutami and the manga's art by Yuji Iwasaki. This manga will continue telling the story of the Jujutsu Kaisen world. The story takes place in 2086. Just remember that Jujutsu Kaisen is set in 2018 in our past, and Jujutsu Kaisen module is set in 2086 in our future, making for an incredible 68-year time skip. We follow the story alongside Tsurugi and Yuka Okotsu. Yes, the grandchildren of Yuta Okatsu and Maki Zenin. But in 68 years, have many things changed in the Jujutsu universe? Follow the video with me, and let's find out. The first thing many fans are asking is where the original Jujutsu Kaisen Sorcerers are. There are only 3 chapters out as of the creation of this script, and many things can happen. In the first chapter, only Maki and Yuta were shown, and both died of old age. But where are the other sorcerers? Just like Maki and Yuta died of old age, some of them have likely died too. I'm going to list a few who must certainly be dead. Takaba Fumihiko in the manga, he's 35 years old in module. He would be 103 years old. Other sorcerers like Kusabe, Higuruma, Meimei, Shokoyeri, the older characters have most likely died of old age. The only 2 characters I want to suggest are alive are Meimei's brother, Ui Ui. During the events of Jujutsu Kaisen, he was still a child, so based on his age, he should be alive. Ui Ui's age was never shown, but in Jujutsu Kaisen module, I'd guess he's around 70 to 80 years old. And the other is of course our beloved protagonist, Yuji Itadori. Due to Itadori having a special body, he should be alive. Kenjaku made Itadori the perfect vessel for Sukuna. Even before he became a sorcerer, Itadori was already very strong, so there's an expectation that Itadori would also have a longer life expectancy than the other sorcerers. I have high expectations of seeing my favorite characters in Jujutsu module, but as much as I want to see them, I don't have high hopes. After all, it's a new phase of Jujutsu Kaisen. Gege Akutami has no qualms about killing off characters beloved by the fans. So, tell me which characters you'd like to see in Jujutsu module. Okay, back to the video's theme. I've already wandered off too much. In the first chapter of Jujutsu module, the first villain mentioned that Satoru Gojo and Yuji Itadori are extraordinary, and there are no sorcerers like them currently in the world of Jujutsu Kaisen module. This implies that there are no special grade sorcerers, or if there are, they are not as powerful as the sorcerers of the past. Let's look at a brief explanation. Master Tengen created barriers that suppress the creation of new cursed spirits, contributing to the stability of the Jujutsu world. This balance was broken with the birth of Satoru Gojo, where special-grade curses naturally began to appear to maintain the balance between sorcerers and curses. With Tengen's death, those barriers would eventually fall apart over time. It wasn't made clear how long that would take, or if they managed to rebuild or maintain those barriers in Jujutsu module. Apparently, in Jujutsu module, these barriers are still active due to the fact that curses only appear in Tokyo. Without these barriers, there would be an out-of-control surge of cursed spirits, and Japan would be plunged back into the Heian era. With that explained, let's be honest. It's true that there are only 3 chapters released so far, but let's face it, it doesn't look like there are many powerful sorcerers. And the ones that do exist are either dying of old age or are no longer in their prime. There might be powerful Jujutsu sorcerers in Jujutsu module, but since the curses are under control, only appearing in Tokyo, there naturally isn't the need for powerful sorcerers like Gojo, Yuta, and Itadori in the world of Jujutsu Kaisen module. The current concern in Jujutsu module is the possible war between humanity and the Shimurians. The Shimurians are catalogued as being on Sukuna's level. There are a total of 50,000 Shimurian. Even if not all of them are at Sukuna's level, just one is enough to dominate the earth. Only 3 chapters have been released. It's still early to pass final judgment. Even though it was mentioned that there are no more extraordinary sorcerers like Gojo and Itadori, there must be some powerful sorcerers, but not at the level to go head-to-head with Sukuna-level threats. Before we continue, I'd like to thank everyone who has subscribed, commented, and shared. It shows that I'm doing a good job, and it encourages me to keep going. And if you'd like to support the channel even more, check out the links in the description. Picking up where we left off. Even though Itadori is powerful and may be alive, he's far from being in his prime. If a war were to break out, the Jujutsu sorcerers might have to turn to the past. trying to bring some sorcerer back to life, as was done with Toji in Shibuya. As of now, what has been shown in Jujutsu Kaisen module is that the sorcerers are much weaker compared to the Jujutsu sorcerers of 2018. Could they use Sukuna's last finger to try to resurrect him? They could do that, but I think it's improbable. It's possible, but there are some caveats to that idea. Sukuna's last finger holds a fragment of 1/20th of Sukuna's soul. Yes, Sukuna's last finger still holds a part of the King of Curse's soul, but not enough for him to fully reincarnate. Even the 20th finger, the last one, still possesses a soul, but not the entire soul, only a fragment of it. The totality of Sukuna's consciousness only awakens when all the fingers are gathered, as only then is his soul complete. The last finger wouldn't bring his total consciousness back, only a fraction, and a resurrection like the one done with Toji wouldn't be possible. Unlike Toji, Sukuna didn't leave an intact body. He was divided into 20 indestructible fingers, which carry fragments of his soul and cursed power. This means his case is more complex. There is no physical body to be brought back, only cursed relics. Ogami's technique works with human bodies, but Sukuna was sealed in fragments that do not allow direct reconstruction. But now I'm rambling again. Sorry if I'm just dumping information. I didn't have much time to create a decent script. Going back to the first villain's comment, if you consider that Yuji, in just 6 months at Jujutsu High, became powerful enough to go head-to-head with Sukuna, you can get an idea of how monstrous he must have become in Jujutsu Kaisen module. Itadori had absurd, exponential growth in a short time. I imagine that by the end of the series, Itadori will have become the most powerful, surpassing Gojo and even Sukuna. The story of Jujutsu Kaisen module is still being built, and we don't know the direction it will take, but it's certain that given the current power level of the sorcerers in Jujutsu Kaisen module, and what's stopping the Shimurians from attacking Earth and realizing that the sorcerers aren't powerful, a war could break out in Jujutsu Kaisen, and it will most likely be a total disaster. They will need to resort to the sorcerers of the past in some way.